Welcome, coin enthusiasts, history buffs, and treasure hunters to our YouTube channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of numismatics, uncovering the stories behind the rarest and most valuable coins in existence. Today, we're embarking on an extraordinary journey to explore a single penny, a 2000 Lincoln cent, that, due to a series of minting errors and mistakes, is speculated to be worth a staggering $550 million, making it one of the most coveted pieces of pocket change in history. Imagine finding a penny in your couch cushions or at the bottom of your change jar that could transform your life overnight, not just because it's a shiny piece of copper-plated zinc but because it embodies a perfect storm of minting mishaps, rarity, and historical intrigue that collectors and investors would pay a fortune to possess. Let's unravel the tale of this elusive 2001 cent coin, examining the errors, the mistakes, the possibilities, and the reasons why it commands such an astronomical value, while weaving together the technical details, historical context, and the sheer thrill of the hunt for this numismatic holy grail. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, is one of the most iconic coins in American history, with its familiar obverse featuring the profile of the 16th president and its reverse evolving over the years, from the wheat stalks of the early designs to the Lincoln Memorial from 1959 to 2008, and later the Union Shield in 2010. By the year 2000, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies annually, with the Philadelphia and Denver mints churning out coins at a staggering pace to meet the demands of everyday commerce. These coins, composed of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper plating since 1982, were designed to be durable, inexpensive to produce, and unremarkable in their ubiquity, yet within this sea of ordinary cents, a few slipped through the cracks of quality control, bearing errors that would elevate them from mere pocket change to objects of legend. The $550 million valuation of a 2000 penny may sound like the stuff of urban myth, but it stems from a combination of documented minting errors, speculative fervor, and the growing mania for rare coins in an era where collectors are willing to pay unprecedented sums for unique pieces. To understand why this penny could be worth such a fortune, we must first explore the types of errors that can occur during the minting process, as these imperfections are the heart of its value. Minting errors occur when something goes awry during the production of a coin, whether it's a mechanical failure, a human oversight, or an anomaly in the materials used, and these errors can range from subtle to dramatic, each adding a layer of rarity and allure. One of the most famous types of errors is the double die, where the design on the coin appears duplicated due to a misalignment or error in the die used to strike the coin. In the case of the 2000 Lincoln cent, a double die error could manifest as a noticeable doubling of the letters in Liberty or In God We Trust on the obverse, or even in the date itself, creating a visual effect that's unmistakable to the trained eye. Such errors occur when the hub, which imprints the design onto the die, shifts slightly between impressions, resulting in a die that stamps coins with a ghostly double image. While double die pennies from other years, like the 1969 S or 1972, are well documented and fetch tens of thousands of dollars, a 2000 penny with a pronounced double die would be exceptionally rare due to the advanced technology and quality control measures in place at the turn of the millennium, which makes any significant error from this period a collector's dream. Another error that could contribute to the penny's astronomical value is an off-center strike, where the coin is not properly aligned between the dies during minting, resulting in part of the design being missing or shifted off the edge of the planchet. A 2000 penny struck 40 to 60% off-center, with enough of Lincoln's portrait and the date still visible to identify it, would be highly sought after, as collectors prize coins that balance rarity with recognizability. The value of off-center strikes depends on the degree of misalignment and the clarity of the remaining design, with coins showing dramatic errors often fetching higher prices at auction. For instance, a penny with only half of Lincoln's face and a blank portion of the planchet could captivate collectors, especially if it's in pristine condition, as the condition of a coin, graded on a scale from poor 1 to mint state, 70 by professional services like PCGS or NGC, plays a critical role in determining its worth. A third type of error that could elevate a 2000 penny to such an extraordinary value is a wrong planchet error, where the coin is struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination, such as a dime or quarter. Imagine a 2000 Lincoln cent mistakenly struck on a silver dime planchet, a mistake that could occur if a planchet from another production line accidentally mixes with the penny blanks. Such transitional errors are among the most valuable in numismatics, with famous examples like the 1943 bronze cent, struck on a copper planchet during a year when pennies were supposed to be zinc-coated steel, selling for over $1.7 million at auction. A 2000 penny on a dime planchet would be lighter, thinner, and silver in appearance, making it instantly recognizable as an anomaly, and its rarity would be compounded by the fact that modern minting processes are designed to prevent such mix-ups, making any occurrence a fluke of historic proportions. Another possibility is a blank planchet error, where a coin is released without being struck by the dies at all, resulting in a featureless disc of copper-plated zinc. While blank planchets are less rare than other errors, a 2000 penny blank in pristine condition could still command a premium, especially if paired with other errors or if it's one of the few to escape the mint's quality control. Yet another error to consider is the broad strike, where a penny is struck outside the retaining collar, causing the metal to spread out and create a wider, flatter coin with distorted edges. Broad-struck pennies from 2000, while not as valuable as doubled dies or wrong planchet errors, can still fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on the extent of the error and the coin's condition. Then there's the possibility of a filled die error, where grease or debris clogs the die, resulting in weak or missing design elements, such as a faint mint mark or date. For example, a 2000 penny with a barely visible D mint mark, indicating Denver, due to a grease-filled die could intrigue collectors, especially if it's a rare variant. These errors, while individually fascinating, could combine in a single coin to create a perfect storm of rarity, pushing its value into the stratosphere. For instance, a 2000 penny with a double die obverse, struck 50% off-center on a dime planchet, would be a numismatic unicorn, as the likelihood of multiple errors occurring on the same coin is vanishingly small. The $550 million valuation, however, likely stems not just from the errors themselves but from the speculative hype surrounding such a coin. In the early 2000s, the coin collecting community was buzzing with stories of rare finds, fueled by high-profile auction sales and the growing accessibility of online marketplaces like eBay, where collectors could discover and bid on rare coins. A 2000 penny with multiple significant errors could have been discovered and hyped as the ultimate find, with its value inflated by rumors of a billionaire collector or investor willing to pay a fortune to own a one-of-a-kind piece. The precedent for such valuations exists. The 1792 birch cent, one of the first pennies struck by the U.S. Mint, sold for nearly $2.6 million in 2015, and the 1943 bronze cent fetched $1.7 million in 2010, proving that collectors are willing to pay extraordinary sums for coins with historical significance and extreme rarity. The 2000 penny's value could also be driven by its condition, as a coin in mint state, 70, perfect condition, is exponentially rarer than one in circulated condition, where wear and tear diminish its appeal. A pristine 2000 penny with multiple errors, preserved untouched since the moment it left the mint, would be a collector's dream, as even minor scratches or corrosion can drastically reduce a coin's value. The historical context of the year 2000 adds another layer of intrigue, as it was a time of transition and celebration, with the new millennium sparking special editions and commemorative coins, which could amplify interest in a rare era coin from that year. Moreover, the U.S. Mint's production statistics for 2000 show that over 5.5 billion pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint alone, making the odds of a single era coin surviving quality control and entering circulation astronomically low, thus increasing its allure. The possibility of counterfeits, however, adds a cautionary note to the story, as unscrupulous individuals have been known to create fake era coins to capitalize on the hype. For instance, some 1943 bronze cents were counterfeited by coating steel cents with copper, but these can be detected with a magnet, as genuine bronze cents won't stick. A 2000 penny with a claimed $550 million value would need to be authenticated by experts at PCGS or NGC to confirm its errors and ensure it's not a doctored coin, as collectors are wary of fakes in a market where trust is paramount. The Mint's quality control processes in 2000 were highly advanced, using automated systems to detect and remove defective coins, which makes the existence of a multi-error penny even more remarkable. If such a coin exists, it likely slipped through during a moment of human error or mechanical failure, perhaps during a late-night shift or a malfunction in the sorting machines. The allure of this penny is also tied to the broader phenomenon of error coin collecting, which has grown into a niche but passionate subculture within numismatics. Error coins are prized because they tell a story of imperfection in a process designed for precision, and each error is a snapshot of a moment when the Mint's machinery or human operators faltered. Collectors are drawn to the thrill of the hunt, scouring pocket change, bank rolls, and estate sales for that one in a billion find, and the 2000 pennies rumored value would make it the ultimate prize. The $550 million figure may also reflect speculative exaggeration, as seen in cases like the 2000 Sacagawea $/quarter mule, a coin struck with a dollar obverse and quarter reverse that's valued at over $100,000 due to its rarity. A 2000 penny with a similar mule error, say, a penny obverse paired with a dime reverse, would be a numismatic anomaly of unparalleled significance, potentially justifying a massive valuation if it were one of a kind. The economic context of penny production adds another dimension to the story, as the U.S. Mint has long acknowledged that pennies cost more to produce than their face value. In 2013, the cost to produce a penny was 1.8 cents, resulting in a $55 million loss for the Treasury, and by 2024, this cost had risen to 3.7 cents per penny, leading to an $85.3 million loss on the 3.2 billion pennies minted that year. These losses highlight the inefficiency of penny production, which could make a rare 2000-era penny even more symbolically valuable as a relic of a flawed system. The possibility of melting pennies for their metal content also plays a role, as pre-1982 pennies, with 95% copper, were worth more than their face value when copper prices peaked in 2011, leading to restrictions on melting coins to prevent profiteering. A 2000 penny, being copper-plated zinc, wouldn't have the same melt value, but its collectible value far outweighs its material worth. The psychological appeal of such a coin lies in its transformation from something mundane to something extraordinary, much like the urban legend of a bank employee siphoning off fractions of a cent from transactions to amass a fortune, a story popularized in films like Office Space. While such schemes are largely mythical, they resonate with the idea of a single penny becoming a millionaire maker. The 2000 penny's value could also be tied to a specific event or discovery, such as a coin found in circulation and authenticated as a unique error, sparking a bidding war among wealthy collectors. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions have seen error coins sell for millions, and a 2000 penny with multiple errors could easily set a new record if it captures the imagination of the collecting community. The role of media and online platforms in amplifying the coin's value cannot be understated, as stories of rare finds spread rapidly on forums like Reddit, YouTube, and X, where collectors share tips and photos of their discoveries. A 2000 penny with a documented provenance, perhaps found by a lucky individual in a roll of coins from a bank, would add to its mystique, as collectors love coins with a story. The possibility of such a coin existing is supported by the fact that the U.S. Mint, despite its rigorous processes, is not infallible, as evidenced by other famous errors like the 1955 double die cent, which sold for over $100,000, or the 1974 aluminum cent, of which only a handful were struck before being scrapped. The 2000 pennies errors could include experimental strikes, such as a test run with a different alloy or die, accidentally released into circulation. Another possibility is a repunched mint mark, where the mint mark, P or D, is struck multiple times, creating a layered effect that's visible under magnification. Such errors were more common before the 1990s, when mint marks were hand-punched, but a rare instance in 2000 would be noteworthy. The coin's value could also be driven by its uniqueness within a specific mint, as Philadelphia and Denver produce slightly different varieties, and a coin from a smaller mintage or with a unique error specific to one facility would be more valuable. The interplay of supply and demand in the coin market further explains the $550 million figure, as collectors are willing to pay premiums for coins that are verifiably unique or part of a famous error series. The 2000 penny could also benefit from its association with the millennium, a time when people were collecting coins as keepsakes, increasing the likelihood that an error coin was preserved in pristine condition. The role of grading services in establishing value is critical, as a coin graded MS-70 with multiple errors would be exponentially more valuable than one graded lower, and the authentication process would confirm its legitimacy, ruling out counterfeits or altered coins. The speculative nature of the $550 million valuation may also reflect the broader trend of collectibles becoming investment vehicles, with wealthy individuals and funds entering the market to diversify their portfolios. A 2000 penny with a combination of errors, doubled die, off-center strike, wrong planchet, and pristine condition, could become a trophy asset, akin to a rare painting or vintage car, with its value driven by both its rarity and the story it tells. The coin's journey from the mint to circulation, and potentially to a collector's safe, is a testament to the unpredictability of numismatics, where a single cent can become a symbol of human error, technological failure, and the enduring allure of the rare. As we wrap up this exploration, it's worth noting that the hunt for such a penny is as much about the thrill as the potential payoff, encouraging collectors to check their change, examine their coins with a 10x magnifier, and dream of uncovering the next great find. Whether the $550 million 2000 penny exists or is a product of exaggerated lore, its story captures the imagination, blending history, economics, and the tantalizing possibility that a fortune could be hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right person to recognize its worth. So, keep your eyes peeled, check your pockets, and join us next time as we uncover more treasures from the world of coins, because you never know when a single cent could change everything. Next, welcome back to our YouTube channel, where we dive into the thrilling world of numismatics, chasing the stories behind coins that turn pocket change into life-changing fortunes. And today we're uncovering the jaw-dropping tale of a 2014 Lincoln cent, a single penny from the Denver Mint, that's rumored to be worth an astonishing $999 million due to a cascade of rare minting errors and mistakes that make it a numismatic treasure unlike any other. Picture this: a penny, something you might overlook on the sidewalk or toss into a jar without a second thought, could hold the key to a fortune that rivals the wealth of entire industries, all because of imperfections that slipped through the U.S. Mint's rigorous processes in 2014, transforming an ordinary cent into a collector's holy grail. The Lincoln cent, first struck in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's centennial, is a cornerstone of American coinage, with its obverse showcasing the 16th president's profile and its reverse evolving from wheat stalks to the Lincoln Memorial, and finally to the Union Shield design introduced in 2010, which graces the 2014 penny. By 2014, the Denver Mint was producing billions of pennies, 4,153,800,000 to be exact, each made of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper plating, weighing 2.5 grams, and measuring 19.05 millimeters in diameter, designed for durability and low-cost production in an era when the cost of making a penny, 3.7 cents by 2024, far exceeded its face value, leading to annual losses for the U.S. Treasury, like the $85.3 million reported in 2024 for 3.2 billion pennies. Yet, amidst this mass production, a few coins escaped with errors so rare and spectacular that they could command a valuation of nearly $1 billion, a figure that seems fantastical but is grounded in the feverish demand for unique error coins among collectors, investors, and speculators. To understand why a 2014 penny could be worth $999 million, we must first explore the minting errors that could elevate a humble cent to such heights, as these imperfections, born from mechanical failures, human oversights, or material anomalies, are the heart of its value. One of the most coveted errors is the double die, where the coin's design appears duplicated due to a misalignment during the die creation process, resulting in a ghostly doubling of elements like the date, Liberty, or In God We Trust, on the obverse, or the Union Shield and E Pluribus Unum on the reverse. A 2014 penny with a pronounced double die obverse, where the 2014 or Lincoln's profile shows clear doubling, would be exceptionally rare, as modern minting technology in 2014 used computer-controlled engraving and rigorous quality checks, making such errors scarce compared to older examples like the 1955 double die cent, which sold for over $100,000, or the 1969 valued at tens of thousands. The rarity of a double die in 2014 would stem from the Mint's advanced processes, so a coin with this error would be a standout, potentially fetching millions at auction due to its uniqueness and the pristine condition collectors demand, ideally graded MS-70, perfect, by services like PCGS or NGC. Another error that could skyrocket the penny's value is an off-center strike, where the planchet is misaligned during striking, causing the design to shift off the edge, leaving part of the coin blank. A 2014 penny struck 50 to 60% off-center, with Lincoln's portrait and the date still partially visible, would be highly desirable, as collectors prize coins that balance dramatic error with identifiable features. For example, a 2014 penny with a 25% off-center strike sold for $235 in 2020 at great collections, but a Denver minted coin with a more extreme 60% off-center error in uncirculated condition could command exponentially more, especially if paired with other errors. The value of off-center strikes depends on the percentage of misalignment, the coin's condition, and its visual appeal, with coins showing 70% or more off-center often fetching thousands, but a 2014 penny with multiple errors could push the price into uncharted territory. A wrong planchet error is another possibility, where the penny is struck on a planchet meant for a different denomination, such as a dime or quarter. A 2014 cent struck on a silver dime planchet, for instance, would be lighter, 2.268 grams versus 2.5 grams, thinner, and silver in appearance, instantly recognizable as an anomaly. Such errors are among the most valuable in numismatics, with precedents like the 1943 bronze cent, struck on a copper planchet during a year when pennies were zinc-coated steel, selling for over $1.7 million. A 2014 penny on a dime planchet would be a modern equivalent, its value amplified by the rarity of such a mistake in an era of automated sorting and quality control, potentially making it a one-of-a-kind piece that could justify a $999 million valuation if it sparked a bidding war among billionaire collectors. Another error to consider is a broad strike, where the coin is struck outside the retaining collar, causing the metal to spread, creating a wider, flatter coin with distorted edges. A 2014 D penny with a broad strike error, graded MS-60, sold for $285 on eBay in 2016, but a more dramatic broad strike in MS-67 or higher could fetch thousands, especially if combined with other errors. A die chip error, where a small piece of the die breaks off, leaving a raised bump on the coin, could also add value, particularly if multiple chips appear on the obverse or reverse, as collectors often pay premiums for coins with multiple imperfections. For example, a die chip on the Union Shield or near the D mint mark could make a 2014 D penny stand out, especially if the chip distorts a key design element like Lincoln's portrait. A filled die error, caused by grease or debris clogging the die, could result in weak or missing details, such as a faint D mint mark or a blurred date, adding to the coin's uniqueness. A particularly rare error would be a double-struck coin, where the penny is struck twice, often off-center on the second strike, creating overlapping or distorted designs. A 1984 D penny with a double-struck off-center error can fetch $100 or more, but a 2014 D version with a dramatic double strike in pristine condition could be worth significantly more due to its rarity and appeal. The ultimate scenario for the $999 million valuation would be a 2014 D penny combining multiple errors, say, a double die obverse, 60% off-center strike, and struck on a dime planchet, creating a numismatic unicorn so rare it defies probability. The likelihood of such a coin existing is minuscule, as the Denver Mint's automated systems in 2014 were designed to catch defective coins, but human error or mechanical failure during a high-speed production run could allow such a coin to slip through, perhaps during a late shift or a momentary lapse in quality control. The $999 million figure likely reflects speculative hype, fueled by the growing mania for error coins in the 2010s, when online platforms like eBay and social media sites like Reddit amplified stories of rare finds, driving collector interest to fever pitch. For context, a 1999 Lincoln cent bonded cluster, where multiple planchets fused together during striking, sold for $2,702.50 in 2014, and a 1904 gold double eagle with a 15% off-center strike fetched $79,313.01, showing that dramatic errors can command high prices, especially for modern coins where errors are rarer due to improved technology. The 2014 D penny's value could also be tied to its condition, as a coin in MS-70 condition, with no visible flaws under 5x magnification, is exponentially rarer than one in circulated grades like XF45 or -50 Australian dollars, where wear reduces appeal. A pristine 2014 D error coin, preserved untouched since leaving the mint, would be a collector's dream, as even minor scratches or corrosion can slash a coin's value by thousands. The historical context of 2014 adds intrigue, as it was a year of economic recovery post-recession, with the mint producing coins at a breakneck pace to meet demand, potentially increasing the chance of errors slipping through during high-volume runs. The Union Shield design, introduced in 2010 to symbolize Lincoln's preservation of the Union, adds symbolic weight, making a rare error coin from the series especially appealing to collectors who value historical significance. The $999 million valuation may also stem from a specific discovery or rumor, perhaps a coin found in circulation and authenticated as a unique multi-error piece, sparking a frenzy among collectors. Auction * Web 1 auction records provide precedent. A 1961 D penny in MS-67 sold for $4,406 in 2014, and a 1976 penny in MS-68 fetched $7,931, so a 2014 D penny with multiple dramatic errors could conceivably approach a nine-figure value if it's truly one of a kind. The role of counterfeits is a concern, as fakes have plagued the market, altered coins or plated fakes, like the 1943 bronze cent frauds detectable by magnets, but a genuine 2014 D error coin would need PCGS or NGC authentication to confirm its errors and metal content, ensuring its legitimacy in a market where trust is critical. The speculative nature of the $999 million figure could reflect a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and market dynamics, where a unique coin captures the imagination of wealthy collectors or investors treating it as a trophy asset, akin to rare art or vintage cars. The coin's journey from the mint to circulation, perhaps found in a bank roll or vending machine, would add to its legend, as collectors love coins with a story. The 2014 pennies errors could include experimental strikes, like a test run on an unusual alloy, or a mule error, where it struck with a die meant for another denomination, such as a dime obverse or quarter reverse, a mistake seen in the 2000 Sacagawea $/quarter mule valued at over $100,000. A repunched mint mark, where the D is struck twice, creating a layered effect, is another possibility, though less common in 2014 due to automated mint mark application. The coin's value is further driven by the economics of penny production, which costs more than its face value, adding irony to a penny worth nearly $1 billion. The psychological allure of transforming a cent into a fortune, akin to urban legends of bank tellers skimming fractions of a cent, fuels its mystique, making it a symbol of the American dream where the ordinary becomes extraordinary. The hunt for such a coin encourages collectors to scrutinize their change with a 10x loop, dreaming of the next great find, and whether this $999 million 2014 penny is real or a myth, its story captivates, blending history, technology, and the thrill of discovery into a tale that keeps us checking our pockets for that one in a billion treasure.